So guys, in this video I'm going to be talking to you about an OP strategy on the map Revelations. This can get you to around 100 no matter what your skill level is. You could play zombies for about a week, or you could have played it since back in the days of World at War, but you will still get around 100 on this as long as you follow my steps. Now I'm going to go on about the actual high round strategy right at the end of the video. I'm going to set you up and I'm going to do the setup right at the start, so what gobble gums you should have, what perks you should have, and all that good stuff. So right at the start, so I'm going to put a time on the screen right now. Skip to there if you just want to see the strategy, and if you actually want to see the setup and what I would suggest you take into this, then watch the entire video. But anyway, let's get into this. So first of all, we're going to go on about weapons. Now you definitely need the Apothicon Servant. Now there's a gobble gum that I'm going to talk about later on that will help you with getting the Apothicon Servant, but the Apothicon Servant number 1, so quickly write down that on your checklist that you need the Apothicon Servant. This strategy will not work without it. The second thing you need, and these are the only two crucial things, is the Ragnarok DG4. So the Apothicon Servant, the Ragnarok DG4, you obviously get them out of the box, but these are the only two crucial things you need. Yet again, I've got a gobble gum that will help you with getting these. Now, the kind of miniature things you need, but things that will still help you nonetheless, are Little Arnie's, the Thunder Gun. They can kind of help you in big ways and small ways as well. Little Arnie's, you don't really need them. If you're running out of ammo, you can chuck one. Maybe try to get a max ammo from one of the zombies around. That'd be pretty useful. But Little Arnie's you don't really need. So Little Arnie's I'll put up on the side. You don't really need them, but if you get them, you might as well take them anyway, is what I'm trying to suggest to you here. So you might as well have them if you get them out of the box. It's not going to replace any of your weapons, but it's still pretty useful. The second thing is the Thunder Gun. The Thunder Gun can take out the Panzer, like, I think in any round, doesn't matter if you're on round 1000 or round 5, any round it'll take the Panzer out in less than 5 shots, 5 or less shots. So it'll take 5 Thunder Gun shots on round 100 to take out the Panzer, which is insane. A Panzer, 5 shots from a gun. Can you even call the Thunder Gun a gun? I mean, it just shoots air, basically. It's literally, just call it the air gun, basically. But the Thunder Gun, it can be useful, and Margwas is always an insta-kill on the head, a bit like the Shield, which is the third kind of miniature thing that you want to take into this. I don't know why I keep saying miniature, but the Shield is something, yet again, that can help you, but it's not crucial. Now, the Shield obviously will protect your back, but when you're camping in this spot, you don't really need your back protecting that much, although I do get the Shield just in case I know a Panzer spawns and you've not got game sound in, which I would suggest game sound, by the way. If a Margwas spawns, you don't have game sound in if zombies come from behind you, because they can in this camping spot. It's still a very OP camping spot, though. So, Thunder Gun is something that I always use. Thunder Gun, I'll keep restarting the game until I get the Thunder Gun with the gobble gum that I'm going to show you in a minute, but I always restart the game until I get the Thunder Gun, Ragnarok's, and Apothicon Servant. Although you do not need the Thunder Gun, you can swap that out for like the Haymaker, the Drakon, but I always want the Thunder Gun. Little Arnie's I don't really care about that much, but it's good to have them, and Shield I would definitely use, mostly because of the blast. It can take a Panzer out on like 5 or 6 blasts of the Shield, which is pretty good, and it always insta-kills the Margwas face, which is actually really OP. So the Shield is a must. Thunder Gun, in my opinion, is a must, but you don't need it. You can swap it out for the Haymaker or something. It will just take longer to kill the Panzers and the Margwas, so just keep note of that. The Apothicon Servant you need, DG4s you need, a Little Arnie's you can have if you want, Thunder Gun, nah, and that's pretty much it for the weapons. Now, perks you're going to want to take into this fight, and you don't really need that many perks, and I am going to put Perkaholic in my Gobblegum set, which I'll go on about in a minute, what Gobblegums you want to take into this, but perk-wise, you only need 4 perks really in this. You need Widow's Wine, Speed Cola, just to reload faster. Widow's Wine is basically like a second jug, so you can take a second jug into this camping position, and obviously Jug and Quick Revive. This is a solo strategy. If you're going to use this in online, obviously swap Quick Revive with something, but then 3 perks you want. Quick Revive you can swap in online for something like Double Tap or something, although if you've got the Thunder Gun you don't need Double Tap, because all you're going to really use Double Tap for is taking out the Panzers and the Margwas, and if you've got Thunder Gun, you don't really need Double Tap, because the Thunder Gun doesn't be affected by Double Tap at all. But this is more of a solo strategy. I doubt one Apothicon Servant can get you to around 100 when you're on 4 players, because too many zombies will come in, and to be fair, one Apothicon Servant, one guy, if all 4 of you could get the Apothicon Servant with some weird glitch, go right ahead, but I wouldn't suggest it. This is more of a solo strategy. Now, Gobblegums you want to take into the boss fight, and this is really crucial, the Gobblegums. First and foremost, and this is a Gobblegum I was talking about that'll help you get the Thunder Gun, and the Apothicon Servant, and the DG4, this is Immolation Liquidation, the fire cell. I hope to get this on maybe round 1, 2, maybe even round 3, and I just use it in the spawn room. Now, I don't move out the spawn room until I get this Gobblegum, because there is actually a box location in the spawn room, which is pretty OP. First room challenges will just be easy like this, but you want the Apothicon Servant and the DG4s 100%. Any other gun is fine, like either get the Haymaker, Drakon, or Thunder Gun for the Panzers and that. I personally, even the Brecci would be decent, but I personally like the Thunder Gun. You could even use the Ray Gun if you really wanted to, but the Thunder Gun is what I definitely go with. And if you get Little Lanish, you might as well pick them up, as they're not going to replace anything, but it's still not the most helpful thing, if you want to call it that. But the Little Lanish, you can still pick them up. Apothicon Servant, Thunder Gun, and Ragnaroks is what I'll go for. Although, like I said earlier, Thunder Gun is not a necessity. The other two guns are, but the Thunder Gun I prefer to use, and I think it would definitely help you, and it'll probably be much easier, to be fair. The second gobble gun you want to take in is either Perkaholic, Double Points, or Secret Shoppers. Now the reason I suggest Perkaholic is obviously because you can get all the perks. Now I said you only need 4 perks in this strategy, that is true, but you can get all your perks out of the way in that. You don't need to keep rushing around trying to get each and one of your perks, so you don't have to spend as long getting Jug, you don't have to spend as long getting Quick Revive, you don't have to spend as long getting Widow's Wine and Speed Cola, you don't have to spend as long getting them perks, you can just get your setup quicker, and it's basically much easier to do. So I prefer to use Perkaholic in the situation. Double Points just to get the maps open quicker. If you've not got a Perkaholic, I would suggest Double Points next, because most people have that. But if you have a Shopping Free and you don't have a Perkaholic, definitely use Shopping Free to get everything open in the map. I don't think you'll be able to get every door open, but a majority of the map you will be able to get open, which is really useful. So Perkaholic I would personally suggest, but if you want, Who's Keeping Score and Shopping Free are the 2 extras, which if you don't have Perkaholic, I'd definitely put these on. The third and fourth one is Catchback for ammo and Alchemical for ammo. This strategy will not work without Alchemical. 100% will not work without Alchemical. You need Alchemical, and Catchback's kind of a backup of Alchemical. If you run out of Alchemical, which basically replenishes your ammo, which is so overpowered for a classic as well, the only useful classic in my opinion, but Alchemical, really OP, but if you run out of that, you hit the Wonder Fizz, the Gobblegum Machine, sorry, don't know why I got them mixed up, but if you hit the Gobblegum Machine and you don't get an Alchemical, you've still got a chance of getting a Catchback, which can still get your ammo back, which is still pretty useful, and ammo is really key in these camping strategies, and in this particular one especially. And the fifth and final Gobblegum you want to take in, it could be, if you're on co-op, I'd suggest Phoenix Sup, and if you're on solo and you've not got the Gobblegum I'm going to go on about, Aftertaste or self-medication, something like that, but me personally, I go with Round Robin. The reason I'm saying go with the other ones if you want is because I know everyone's not going to have Round Robin. Round Robin is a DLC for Gobblegum. Some people don't even have DLC for Gobblegums because they have the Season Pass on a different account, or they've brought them up on a different account, and some people just don't play zombies enough to actually get this. Some people don't buy Liquid Diviniums, which personally I don't, but I've still got 3 of these round robins and I will use these. So just say you're on round 85, what round robin will do, because a lot of people are not aware what round robin is, but what it will do is it will skip immediately to the next round. So if I hit the Gobblegum on round 80, as soon as I chew that Gobblegum, if I get it, it will skip me straight away to 81. It does give you 1,600 points, which is pretty useless. That's not a lot of money at all. But in the high rounds, you don't even need money. You'd probably have like 1,000,000 points at that point anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But round robin, very useful, but you can swap it for self-medication, Aftertaste, Phoenix Up, it depending on what game mode you're on, and yeah. But round robin is what I would suggest. So they're the 5 Gobblegums. Now this strategy, very simple, and it's really easy to learn. I learned it just from watching somebody's video. I didn't even, because normally for these setups I would watch a setup guide on how to set up, but for this I learned it out myself just by looking at somebody's live stream. I knew exactly what they did. But what you want to do, you can open any door in the map, just do not open the door in the spawn that takes you to Origins. So the spawn door, as soon as you spawn in, the left door, you cannot open that. You do have to run around the whole map to get a shield, and you have to run around the whole map to get whatever you want, and then run around the whole map again just to go back in your spot. I know it's kind of tedious and annoying, but it's definitely worth it to get to around 100, so do not open that spawn door. Now, you're probably seeing gameplay in the background now of me doing the strategy that I'm going on about with the Apothicon Servant, the DG4s, and all that good stuff. Now, what you're going to do is you want to use a Wonder Fizz to just boost over to where, obviously, you would go into the spawn, so from Origins all the way over, and you will land where I am. Try not to go backwards into the Wonder Fizz, because that is pretty easy. Like, it can happen a lot. It happens to me quite a lot, where I'll go backwards further enough to hit in the Wonder Sphere, and I'll just fly off. But this is such a good camping spot. The zombies will come from behind you, but if you shoot an Apothicon Servant bullet down, they're just going to all get sucked up. By the way, Pack-a-Punched Apothicon Servant. I'll leave a link in the description to how to get Pack-a-Punched if you don't know how to, but it's very crucial for this. You need the Pack-a-Punched Apothicon Servant. I should have said that at the start when I was going on about the weapons, but I completely forgot. You cannot do this with a normal, non-upgraded one. It's near enough impossible. I guess you could do it if you had enough alchemicals, but the chances are you're not going to get alchemical enough to be able to do this strategy with the normal one, and it doesn't last long enough. The Pack-a-Punch one is so much more effective, and it doesn't take that long to Pack-a-Punch, maybe about 5 minutes of your game. But enough about that. Basically, you just want to sit here, shoot it, and then in the higher rounds, like the 60s, 70s, 80s, it will actually charge up your Ragnaroks. One shot of this will kill enough zombies to charge up your Ragnaroks full. So you just use your Ragnaroks, spray them around. As soon as they run out, you'll use your Puff Conservant again, use your Ragnaroks, Puff Conservant Ragnaroks, etc., etc. Just keep swapping between the two, and you will get through the rounds. Now, this is not the fastest high round strategy by any means. The Verrucht one that I was using to get to around 84 before the game crashed, and that's what I'll go on about in a minute. But before the game crashed, I got to 84. Very simple. It was probably like under 4 hours I got to 84. Honestly, it was that quick. It was so unbelievably good. But the reason this is the best strat out there at the minute is because Furies and Bugs and Keepers do not actually spawn in this, only normal zombies, and this is good because of the reason that Furies and Keepers, if you're not aware, at the minute crash your game. I'm pretty sure Treyarch are going to try to fix this, but Furies and Keepers do crash your game. If you're in this spot, because they don't spawn, your game will not crash. Now, it's still got a chance of crashing. Every game has, obviously, but there's a less chance of it happening. You've not got no traps here, nothing like that, no boxes or anything, so the chances of your game crashing are very slim. The only thing you can really interact with, besides like you shooting your gun and that, is the Wonder Sphere and 2 barriers, which, let's be honest, not really going to do anything. If you want to hit the Gobblegum, you go backwards on the Wonder Sphere, get the Gobblegum. If a Margra Panzer comes, you're probably like, well, we're in a little tight space. What about if a Margra Panzer comes? Go back on the Wonder Sphere. By the way, play with game sound. I'm going to quickly warn you now, if you do not hear a Margra or Panzer spawn in, you're pretty much effed. Unless you can tell if they're spawning or something, you've got some kind of brilliant mind, I don't know, but I cannot play with game sound at all. It's so difficult. But I guess there's some people out there that could just listen to a video or something and play at the same time, something like that. But I would really suggest game sound. But as soon as a Panzer or Margra spawns in, boost away to Origins, kill it, and then fly back over. When it's a bug round, boost away to Origins, so then the Keepers and Furies and all that can spawn, makes it quicker. If you're in this spot, only bugs spawn and it makes it much longer, so quickly go over there. But as soon as the round starts again, boost back over to your spot. You do not want to be on normal rounds over near there, unless you're killing Panzers or Margals. You do not want to be outside of this spot, because obviously Furies and Keepers will spawn and they will crash your game. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope your game doesn't crash. Mine did on 84 when I was doing the Verrucht strategy, which in my opinion is the best strategy. It's just the fact that it crashes your game, which makes it bad, basically. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a pretty long video. My videos are normally like 5 to 6 minutes long. This is a 13-minute long video at the minute. I might cut it down a little bit. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.